everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is O-Sheena. I am glad that you are here. Thank you for being on my channel and watching my videos. I really appreciate it. So today I'm going to be talking about some devotionals and Bible studies and just like extra supplements to help you study the Bible or get to know Jesus more, things like that. You know what devotionals are. So I have kind of three different categories, and I have not read a lot compared to what's out there. I have read some of the like pretty popular, well-known ones. So these are just what I've read and my opinion on them. This is truly a recommendation video of books that have helped me, and I just wanted to recommend them to you. So I would love to hear your guys' recommendations in the comments. Definitely really interested in more studies and like workbook type resources. So I would love to hear your recommendations. So I'm just gonna get started. The first thing is I'm just gonna share this book. It's called The Story, and this is like the Bible. So it's like the NIV Bible, but it's written so that it's told in a continuous story form that you would find in a novel. But it's completely word for word the NIV Bible, except for there's like a couple added words to make sentences kind of flow together. I really enjoyed it. Like, it did feel like I was reading the Bible because it was in the NIV language, so not like super modern, but like you can still understand it. And it made me actually want to read it every day. So I ended up like reading the whole Bible, you know, by reading this book. And it was just really useful to have it all here and consolidated in this way. And it is chronological as well. So I think the one book it leaves out is Job. I don't think, it doesn't start with Job, it starts with Genesis, the creation, and then goes from there. So I think Job is the only book that's like completely left out. And then in terms of like Psalms and Proverbs, I think some are sprinkled throughout, but it's not, there's not the like the whole book there because it's meant to be in order. So like when David wrote the Psalm, that's like where it appears, you know? So anyway, I really enjoyed it. It goes all the way till Revelation. So yeah, I thought it was really good. Okay, so on to the studies now. So I have 4 to recommend. And 2 are like for real studies, and then 2 are like kind of different. So the first one is Finding I Am by Lysa Terkeurst. I love this. I can't recommend it enough. I actually was gifted this by a subscriber a long time ago, a couple of years ago. And it was exactly what I needed when I read it. It was so good. I read it for Lent a couple of years ago, and this book goes through the book of John and all of the I am statements that Jesus makes about himself. And it was just so well done, really informative, and lots of interaction. Like each day, I felt each day was pretty doable. Like it definitely took some time, like probably half an hour a day to get it done. But I'm trying to find like sometimes they would have like charts to fill out and questions to answer, and I wrote in everything, and then at the end of the week there would be a reflection section where you could write just more, and I got so much out of it. I loved it. It made me fall in love with the book of John, and I would super recommend it. It is a little bit geared towards women, but I still think men could also get a lot out of it. There's just certain, like, you know, it's kind of aesthetic and everything, like kind of like what women like stereotypically, but I think a man could definitely learn a lot from this book too, so I would recommend it for that. Okay, next is Discerning the Voice of God by Priscilla Shirer. So this I also tried to do for Lent, and this one I didn't finish, and not for any fault of this study book. It was kind of the place I was at in my life. I wasn't like really ready to complete it, but basically she was trying to like show us where in the Bible it says that God will speak to us and that we can have a conversation with him, and then learning to hear his voice by reading the Bible, like through scripture. And it was really, really well done. Lots of scripture references, and again, places to write. So there's like lots of writing space, and I really liked it. I liked everything she had to say. I did feel like the days were a bit long because, like, you know, each day, what you had to do for each day felt a little long in this one, even though the pages probably were similar to Finding I Am, but because it required a lot of like quiet reflection and like silence to like actually listen for the voice of God, sometimes it felt like it took too long to get through, which again, that was probably just where I was at in my life. And I didn't actually finish it. I got, you know, about halfway, it looks like. Okay, yeah, I got to day 4 of week 4. This is as far as I got. So anyway, I would still recommend it if this sounds good to you. Her theology seemed right to me, so yeah, I liked it. Okay, next we're on to kind of like guidebooks, not really study style, where you'd like, well, this one is similar to study style. Anyway, so this is called Help My Bible is Alive by Nicole Unice. And this was a study that my church kind of promoted at the beginning of the year. So we each got one of these free books, and I did it. So this is 30 days, and it was really fun. Like, it gave me confidence that I actually do know what I'm doing when I read the Bible and study it, because it was like very basic and detailed at the same time of how to read the Bible and like apply it to your life. And there were places to write, so there'd be like kind of fill in the blanks and then little reflection times, and then again at the end of sections, or at the end of a week, oh yeah, there'd be more places to write. So I really enjoyed it. It's not the prettiest book ever, but I still had a good time using it, and I do think it's worth it. So if you ever see this around, I would recommend it. Okay, and I'm also going to recommend Gentle and Lowly by Dane Ortlund, because this does feel like a Bible study type book. I mean, technically, because I am in a Bible study for it on Krista's channel, and I've been in the live shows for it, which has been really, really special. I'll link the live shows down below if you haven't seen them. I missed the first one, but I have been in the last 2, and I'll be in the last one next week, so or actually tomorrow on Sunday. So yeah, I've just loved this book so much. I can't wait to review it on my channel, but for now I would say, like, I haven't finished it, but I'm almost finished. He definitely uses a lot of scripture to back up what he's saying, and he almost like studies the scripture to find a point out of that. It's not even like he has a point and he wants to use scripture to help him. It's like he goes to scripture first and studies it that way, and then like discerns things. So I really love it. In particular, when he quotes Hebrews and Ephesians, I just get a lot out of that. But he also quotes the Old Testament a lot as well. And I'm just learning a lot about Jesus, and I really like it. So I would highly recommend this. The hype is real. It is for good reason. It's really good. Okay, those were like the kind of study books. So now on to devotionals that kind of like are one day or one, yeah, you're supposed to do them in one day. They're shorter, and they're usually a year long, but there are some that are a bit shorter than a year. So I'm just gonna go through them. I have the most in this stack because I really, as I was like growing up as a Christian, I found devotionals really useful for me because they usually have a verse and then a bit of writing, and it was just like an easier way to read the Bible every day than actually reading it. So yeah, these devotionals really help. But this is the first one that has really stuck with me. I used this devotional the most in grade 12 and in my first year of university. So this is really special and I can never get rid of it. I read it every day, and truly there were days when it was exactly what I needed to hear, and I love how God does that with devotionals. So this is Everyday Encouragement by Pamela McQuaid, and it's spiritual refreshment for women. So it's just a tiny little book, but it's really beautiful. And the days are not numbered, so you can like start at any time. It's not like January 1st, January 2nd, you know. They are like in sections in terms of the subject matter though. So there's anger, anxiety, blessings, children, comfort, contentment, death, doubt, eternity, and all the way down to worldliness is the last one. But they're literally a page, like a page. But the words that she says are just so beautiful. I just remember this was exactly what I needed. It was really good. So if you ever see this beautiful little book, I'd highly recommend it. Okay, next is My Utmost for His Highest. This is like the updated edition. I know there's like tons of copies of this. This is like a really popular Christian book to know about, and I had heard about it all my life, but I didn't actually read it until like I was a ways into university. My mom got this for me in 2018. I even put the date. In 2018, I did this, and this is a year long, and it is dated. There's the date up there, so January 4th, and it is just a page. It'll have a verse, and then it's like, he went really deep with a lot of things, and some of the things he said, I was like, I've never heard that, or do I agree with that? I don't know, but it definitely made me think, and I really enjoyed going through it, and I did finish the whole thing. So if you want a thought-provoking devotional, read this. It was, I got a lot out of it, and I would totally read it again. It was really good, so I'd recommend it. Okay, next, a bit of a more fun one is 100 Days to Brave by Annie F. Downs. This is her 100-day devotional, so this is just 100 days. And it was like, it looks kind of like not that deep, but it was actually really deep, and I like that about her. You think it's gonna be kind of just like light and fluffy and nothing special, but then it is way more deep than you think. The way she writes is so conversational, and like she's right there with you, so that was really cool. Each day is about 2 pages, so that's what you would get. You would get a verse at the beginning, she would kind of talk, and then at the very end she would have like a be brave encouragement, and just like something really simple. So like day 1, be brave, is tell one person that you have begun this 100-day journey towards a braver life. So you don't have to do the be brave parts, and I didn't do them all the time, but some of them were totally doable and were really encouraging. So if you ever see this around, she's coming out with 100 Days to Fun, I think, and I really want to do that one too. It's really pretty. She also has like different covers, so there's a white one, there's a dark blue one, there's like a leather bound one, so there's kind of one for every kind of person. So yeah, I'd really recommend this. Okay, next, this one is super popular. It's Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. This one I have not gone through the whole thing, I don't think. This is a year long. I think I started it like halfway through the year when I got it from my friend, and then I didn't start it up again in the new year. So I finished like to the end of the year, but not the beginning. But yeah, this is written so that it's like Jesus is speaking to you in the devotionals. So they are dated, and they're a bit shorter because all of this wording is like Jesus is speaking to you, and then there's a verse at the end. So it's really beautiful, it's really well done. I know that she has a ton of different Jesus Calling versions, but I think this is her original. This is just like a special cover, I guess. If you are interested in what his voice might sound like, this would be an interesting one to try. It's not like this is exactly what Jesus would say to everyone necessarily, but it's definitely thought-provoking, and that's what I like. Okay, this next one is Embraced by Lysa Terkeurst. This is also 100 devotionals. I love this. I love it so much. This is definitely geared towards women, so yeah, it was so beautiful. This was also gifted to me by a subscriber, so thank you so much. I did all 100, and I just love her writing. I love the way she talks. It's really, she's just so gifted. So some of these were longer, at least 2 pages, sometimes 3, and it went by quickly though because of her writing. Like, it was really like she was sitting down with you and just chatting, and she was so vulnerable in some of these days and really honest about what she struggles with. So it's not like she was trying to encourage you about something that she has no idea about. So I really liked that, and it was really about how God is embracing us in every season and every emotion, and that he's with us, and it was really good. So I definitely recommend this one. If you haven't, read it, and it's so beautiful. I love the look of this. Okay, 2 left. So I also have The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. So I thought this was just a normal nonfiction, but it's actually Dade, numbered and date. So it's 40 days, and like each day has a number, and then this is quite long, and it's quite involved. So like, see me turn in the page, that's like, yeah, it definitely took me longer than 40 days to read this, but at the same time it was so good that I sometimes did 2 days in one day. It's definitely about like the reason God made humanity and how he gives us our purpose, and that like we were born and we exist for a reason, and God has a reason for everyone, and it's trying to help you trust in that and then also discover it. So it asks a lot of like deep questions and just gives you time to think about yourself and like the gifts that God has given you. on how you can use them. So it was definitely really good. I'd highly recommend it. It is like an old classic, and it is for good reason because it was still relevant to me and I really liked it. Okay, lastly, I have Rivers from Eden. This is the naked book because I lost the dust jacket, so I'll put a little picture here. But yeah, this is also similar style to Jesus Calling. So it's written in the perspective of God the Father this time. It's styled so that there are questions you are asking God every day. So this is also 40 days, I think. So day 2 is tell me what you are like. And so that's you asking God, what are you like? And then she tells like a little story on the first page, but then the next page is her conversation with God, of God answering that question. And it was really, really cool. I got a lot out of this, and I would read multiple days in one day because I really liked it. It was fascinating. So yeah, I thought it was really good. I'd recommend it. And that is everything. Those are all of the books that I would recommend. So again, please leave your recommendations for study books and devotionals for anything that you use to help study the Bible. I didn't talk about like concordances and dictionaries and stuff because I don't use them that much. My like big Bible that I use, it's the NLT Life Application Study Bible. And so if it has a Life Application Study Bible in its name, it usually means that there is commentary in the Bible under each verse, kind of. So I read that, and that's good for me. I learn a lot by reading that commentary, and I don't feel like I need a separate book to refer to. For different translations, it would be nice, but for the NLT, I already have a commentary for it, and that's the main translation that I read. So, man, my voice. The other thing that I do a lot, or I always have one going, is on the YouVersion Bible app. There are like ebook devotionals, I guess, that you can read, and I have one going all the time. It really helps me because like you can get the app to notify you, and you can like have a streak as well. So every time you click the app and open it, your streak goes up, and so it's kind of motivating like that too. So I usually do my devotional on that when I wake up in the morning, and it works for me because I'm on my phone anyways. So those are the devotionals. I'm not going through like a Dade devotional right now. I'm just doing that Gentle and Lowly, but I am definitely eager to start another one after Gentle and Lowly. I've got so many on my shelf to choose from, so I love it. And yeah, but I'm always like curious about more. So yeah, if you would like to leave recommendations, once again, I'd love to hear. And thank you so much for watching this, you guys. I do hope you join us. It's gonna be the last live show for Gentle and Lowly tomorrow at 1 o'clock PST. I think it's 4 o'clock EST. So whenever that time is for you, we're gonna try to all be there on Krista's live. So I would recommend showing up for that. And that is everything. Thank you for watching, you guys. Bye.
What video are you filming?
You didn't listen to my introduction?
I'm playing music.
Okay, good. Let me just finish, okay?
Okay, are you done?
No, I'm just started.
Okay, so just ignore me.
Okay, yeah. Extra, what would you call it? I'm gonna lose my voice. I need some water.